Radiant team, ban.
You. Oh. Hello. Hello.
Well, hello.
Whoops. Alright. So we got Pit Lord meta. Hopefully everyone can hear me now. Check, check.
5 seconds remaining.
There you are.
Yep.
Hello.
So hyped.
Hello, we're in the draft.
We are.
I
Everyone.
don't know what happened, but you're here. You're here now, and it's okay. So we're...
There was some Dota magic going on. I don't know. I might have had myself muted. I clicked some buttons. Music was playing. I was really way too relaxed for all this.
Yep, we got
It's
Pit Lord
11
meta
o'clock Eastern.
versus SWAGHANIM'S SCEPTER.
Go ahead. I've done this before. You go ahead and take this away. What are we going to see here from these bands? Death Prophet, Lycan, Shadow Shaman. Uh-oh, did Aaron disappear again, or did I disappear? Dota!
Well, this is bizarre. I literally cannot hear you in client.
Really? I don't know why that would be.
5 seconds remaining.
Let me, while they are going through this real quick.
You disappeared.
Check,
Dota's
check.
failing hard.
There's no reason why I should be... Hello?
Tide Hunter.
I don't know. We just tested this.
Team pick.
He muted you as a co-caster?
Alright.
Hello? Aaron.
Radiant team pick.
I know the
This
stream
is
can hear me.
terrible.
I know the stream can hear me. We have, real quick guys, Viper, Enigma
Second.
for Pit Lord meta. And we have Tide Hunter
Well, you
for
just keep
SWAGHANIM'S.
casting. I'll see if I can figure this out.
We can hear you both.
Radiant team.
I know, yeah. I know you guys can hear us. I don't know why. Aaron apparently muted me. I'm going to alt-tab real quick. But anyways, so going on. So we have the typical bands coming out. Lycan, Death Prophet, Shadow Shaman, Faceless Void. I mean, we've seen him absolutely crushing games. So it's not surprising to see him get banned. We have the Viper and Enigma pickup. Viper's a strange first pickup. That's a very aggressive pickup. They wanted to get that before he got banned or maybe otherwise picked. Tide Hunter, Ancient Apparition. Those are a good combo. Tide Hunter goes into the Ravage. Ancient Apparition ulti's on top of that. It's quite a bit of damage. Video games, y'all. Must have reported me for spamming. Could be. We have the Puck, Mirana, and Rubik bans. Puck, I'm not quite sure why was banned. Maybe because the AoE ultimate. Maybe because they know someone on SWAGHANIM'S who actually likes using Puck. Rubik obviously getting banned because they don't want anyone at all stealing Ravage. So Rubik gets the big old boot. And then we get the Tinker. I was about to say Tide Hunter, but I'm like, nah, bro, that's wrong. So many people are pinging me all of a sudden. Saying, I call it mute co-caster, you probably think. There is a setting.
I can hear you again.
Hi,
We're
you
back.
fixed it.
I'm back.
What did you do? You broke everything.
I don't know what happened. I disconnected and reconnected, but now we're good. We're good. So what did I miss in the last 2 seconds?
Everything. The game won. They picked Meepo, and he just poofed and won.
Oh,
Welcome to game 2.
that's all I wanted to see, and I missed it.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
No, so far, pretty typical picks, I would say, from what we've seen. The Enigmas, the Tide Hunters. I mean, these guys, throughout the Recreational so far, have been game winners. Witch Doctor picked up. It has an amazing ulti. If you toss that right into the center of Black Hole, everyone in that Black Hole is going to have a very bad time. But go ahead, give your thoughts, since you just got in here.
So, I love Ancient Apparition. Just that global presence is never bad to have. Like, he can be nuking people from across the map, and then they just die. Especially after he gets Ags, and it's good to go. But yeah, in the tournament so far, Enigma has been, like, the hero of the day. It's followed closely by Tide Hunter. It'd be nice to not see Razor this match.
It would be nice. Razor's very popular, isn't he? Too popular,
I'm not
really.
sure about the Venomancer in this pickup here.
Well, I think what they're going for here is if you get the Tide Hunter, and if he hits enough targets, Venno can just walk in there, get the ulti off, and that's going to be a lot of damage that's ticking. Now, the Tide Hunter stun isn't very
10
long.
seconds remaining.
Well, 2 3/4 seconds at max level, but even still, that Venno is going to have to be real quick to get that ulti off, get in and get out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I mean, he's pretty good at harass. They don't have much tower push yet, and Venno, I wouldn't say is the best, but his wards give him some good tower pushing abilities.
Radiant team.
It's probably the Ancient Apparition Venomancer combo that
Yeah.
they want to get off there. Because like, if they both get Ags in this game,
Mm-hmm.
that is almost an instant death for most heroes. Except for the Centaur, who's
Yeah.
a nice pickup.
Oh my, we have an Invoker. Oh, this is going to be fun.
Ban.
This is
Yeah,
going to
it
be
is.
fun.
You can never go wrong with an Invoker in a game.
You can. He's definitely a high skill cap hero, but if you are just slinging spells left and right, he could set up so many kills for you, and he could
10
secure
seconds
kills with his
remaining.
oh, what's it called? That Solar Strike?
5 seconds remaining.
Oh, Sunstrike.
Sunstrike,
Isn't it
thank you.
Sunstrike?
I think it's Sunstrike.
Reserve
All I know is Weed Man calls them Weed Strikes.
Makes
I don't
sense.
play Invoker because I suck at Invoker. So what I was getting is just, it's fun when people can play Invoker and he's on your team. It's just dynamite. The whole Tornado EMP is just devastating.
Radiant team.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks that they keep nerfing the Forge Spirits, but they were kind of overpowered.
This is a good pickup, though, as well, against the Enigma and Witch Doctor, because the Tornado will lift them. Both of their ultis are channels,
10
so the
seconds
Tornado can lift them out of that.
remaining.
Or if he cold snaps one of them, that's a mini stun every time they take a
5
hit, so
seconds
even a basic
remaining.
attack will snap them out of their channel. I think the
Yeah.
Invoker's a really good pickup, but they are still lacking, I think, damage. This, whatever they pick last, has to be someone that's going to deal some solid damage while everyone is stunned from the Tide Hunter. And frankly, like Venno and AA, they do a lot of damage over time, but they just need someone who's right-clicking, basically.
Yeah.
Pit Lord's got, well, they got a Weaver and a Viper for the right clicks.
Radiant
We'll have to
team
see what
pick.
SWAGHANIM'S go for. Hopefully it's Shadow Fiend, because he's got that sweet swag walk, and it would fit really well. It would fit really well
It
with
really
the name.
would.
You get a haste rune on
then
him. You've never
Oh,
seen
no,
a
it's
swag
dynamite.
walk like that.
And everyone really wanted to change that model up. It kind of bugged me because it's like, he looks so bad. I mean, they could do some more like particle effects and whatnot, but he looks badass. He means business. When he walks in,
remaining.
throws his little, whatever the hell the flares are called, raises, and then just collects
The
souls
raises,
and
yes.
fucking... I mean, we saw Crispy on him, and he annihilated everything in sight.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think he would be a good pickup here, but I do not know if that is someone any of them on SWAGHANIM'S play. But he would be a good pickup just because his right-click damage gets pretty crazy. And his ulti, I mean, would jive well with the Tide Hunter. He could blink in, let loose all the souls, and then pick off whoever's left. They're taking some time here, though. They want to pick this right, and they should. The Pit Lord has a pretty scary team. Pretty scary team.
They do.
They've got some good initiate on the Enigma. They've got a lot of damage on the Weaver and the Viper. Centaur has decent getaway and initiate if you really have to, although I prefer it more of a getaway mechanism. And then there's just going to be Witch Doctor, who's just going to be jumping in and doing his doctor dance as his ward just shoots you for days and you die. Wraith King.
You know,
Interesting.
I had a feeling
He's
to
lagging.
see the
while
Wraith
there we
King.
go.
It was
There we
just
go.
like kind of like they need someone like really tanky that can kind of go in, and even if he does die, it's detrimental to their team. And the rest of them are completely ranged, so like they can spread out and really avoid those black holes.
Right. I do wonder, though, what kind of build he'll go for, because as I said before, they are lacking any real right-click damage, so I'm expecting this to be a very aggressive Wraith King. I'm not expecting a support Wraith King here. This is definitely... Oh, are we going to get some fun?
We're getting right into it with a smoke.
And they drew the line straight to where the enemies are. Let's see if we're gonna get some level 1 action here. Now they don't.
We're not even going to get to introduce these people.
We are not.
Crazy. They're going right into it.
They're just not fooling around. They have some pretty good level 1 lockdown from the Wraith King. They could maybe get a kill on one of the weaker heroes here. Oh, it's going to be Witch Doctor by looks of it. Oh no, Doctor, you're in the wrong neighborhood. Taking a ton of damage. Anchor smash on him. He is down. They could keep going. They could keep going. This is really bad for Pit Lord. It looks like Viper's gonna. There's another stun. That's probably gonna be a dead Viper.
Out.
Yeah, Viper's gone. That's 2-0 before the bell tolls. That is
nice start for Swag.
That is phenomenal.
They are living up to their name. There's
and
a
I
lot
totally
of
forgot
here.
this while I was casting last time. I can zoom out now, guys. Totes forgot, so I'm gonna leave this zoomed out a little further than usual so we can have a bird's eye view of everything. Do you want to go ahead and introduce us to our teams?
Sure. So we're going to kick it off with Swag. We've got Studio on the Wraith King. We've got Sean Makes Games on the Ancient Apparition. Sorry, their names are all different from like what they are. We got Elliptic on the Venomancer. And we've got Empathy on the Invoker.
And then Tidehunter.
Although, you know,
Tidehunter's actually a stand-in.
Sponsors have changed.
The sponsors have changed. Yeah. Real quick, Tidehunter is a stand-in character. I don't know the reasons for that, but it was discussed beforehand. And yes, for those wondering, this is going to be the same studio that was casting beforehand. As far as I know, he is... well, he's going to be rocking the Wraith King, and if this is any indication, a 2-0 start is a great way to start it off. I guess not just caster, professional Wraith Kinger. And then for PLM, we have, let me just click the portraits here, J-Sauce on the Viper, Weaver is Dual Eclipse, Centaur is J-Sods, I suppose. Avril Lavigne is in the Recreational, surprise to many, I'm sure. On the Enigma. And then Witch Doctor is Rupli. Witch Doctor and Enigma are actually in the jungle right now, although Witch Doctor just looks like he is creep pulling. Enigma will actually be farming this jungle pretty hard. We've seen what a farmed Enigma could do with some good black holes coming out of the jungle there at an early stage. We have actually a tri-lane bottom. Now this tri-lane is not going to be very fun, but the Centaur's holding back fairly well. What will happen, though, is if Centaur gets a little greedy, the stun's going to come in from the Wraith King, and with the AA buff, where is it? It's not Cold Feet. Right there. Chilling Touch. Adds 50 damage to that Wraith King swing. That's going to make Wraith King hit for over 100 damage, less than, well, just over 2 minutes into the game. Centaur is not going to like that, so that Centaur is going to have to play very safe. And you can see here, they're trying to set something up. They want this lane to get pushed so that Wraith King can get those early kills. But, I mean, you're already up 2-0. That is an amazing start. So if that lane doesn't turn out, I think they're already in a good position. And then top lane...
Who picked up those kills in the beginning?
Yeah, yeah. And then top
who
lane...
picked them up? I was...
who picked them up?
got the first kill.
Who picked them up? Sorry. Tide got one, and the AA got one.
Okay, that's a nice start.
Yeah, I got a feeling...
But yeah, definitely. Centaur is not going anywhere. If he even, like, steps below that tree line, he's dead.
Yeah.
There's just nothing to it. He can't go below that line.
Yeah.
Which is, it's horrible. I hate playing like that. I get real antsy.
It's a bad position to be in, especially when you're already in behind position. You want to try to have a really strong early game now to come back from that 2-0. And it's definitely not going to be happening here for the off lane. But with that said, mid lane seems to be going fairly well. Viper is doing a pretty good job. Already has 16 last hits. I don't think Invoker can really... I don't know much about the Invoker Viper, kind of battle here, but I'm going to assume Viper wins, because Viper wins pretty well every mid battle just because he's Viper. He has an annoying amount of poison, and... Let me guess, Centaur got a little too far away from his tower.
We missed it.
We
missed the Centaur. He crossed down and died.
That's how fast it happened, though. It literally happened
I know.
instantaneously. He came slightly too far. Wraith King just tore him apart. That's just how this is going to go, frankly.
Oh yeah, no, I mean AA is he's not underrated. I guess everybody kind of picked him up a while ago. He was one of those heroes that when I first played him, I was like, why doesn't anyone play this guy? He's really good. And then they kind of buffed him, and he was even better now.
Well, with that said, though, PLM does pick a kill up top against the Tidehunter. Weaver took a pounding to get it, but they pulled it off. It looks like the Witch Doctor came in as well. These kills are happening so fast.
Bottom lane.
Bottom. Centaur is
Taking
gonna
some
have to
more
get
damage.
back. Yeah. Thankfully, he
gonna
was
be okay
much.
this time.
Yeah, he was much closer to the tower this time. He wasn't in real danger, but you could just see there. If he even pushes up just a little bit, they are not scared to go in there.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Invoker is trailing mid. This is not great for him.
And no, it is not.
I kind of like what Viper's doing here. He got at least 1 point in corrosive skin, so if Invoker tries to pull some garbage on him, it's going to take some damage and get slowed.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that's what I was saying before. Viper is just a terrible character to end up having to lane against.
Yeah.
Well, I caught his body disappearing. It doesn't even look like they care anymore. Wraith King is at that point where he's just diving. He's just diving in for the kill. I mean, we can see by the amount of health he's missing. He just dove in for that. It doesn't matter. Because the AA is Chilling Touch, and AA actually isn't even applying Chilling Touch to the Wraith King. He's actually applying it to himself so that they can throw the damage at range as opposed to getting in close with Wraith King. But that is a good idea. Show you some charts. My bad. I didn't realize I didn't have them open. So net worth-wise, we can see Wraith King. That's just, whew. Wraith King is so far ahead.
Wraith King is...
He's already got 3,000 net worth. Viper and Weaver are trying to keep their team in this, but that Wraith King is so far ahead already.
Double damage.
Last hits denies.
Well,
I mean,
if
Wraith King.
he hadn't gotten 2 kills, he would be probably pretty low on the XP right now. Because if you look on the XP chart, he's pretty low. Viper is dominating XP,
Viper's
followed closely by Weaver.
Well, and he's getting pretty aggressive mid. He actually got a lot of damage done to that Invoker. Invoker should be fine, though. Should be able to toss up... Is it quads? Yeah. Toss up some quads if he needs to get his health back. I think it's quads. Yes. Yes, I am right. I know a little bit about Invoker. It was quads for the health regen.
Quads Wex.
But if we do look at the charts here as well, difference in XP is already 1,000 in Dire. In Dire's favor, really? Interesting. So, actually, PLM having a rough kill game, winning the XP game.
It's that tri-lane, man.
It is.
So, AA and Venomancer were hugging the lane most of the beginning. And on the Dire side, they've got the 2, the jungle, and then a 1 and a 1. So they're definitely like stacking up the experience much faster.
Yeah. That's very true. Like, there's all these early kills. A lot of people get the early kill hype for sure, but early kills don't really count for much in the grand scheme of things. You're slowing your opponent down a little bit, but it's not the same as getting a kill 20 minutes into the game, where you're going to see drastic shifts. So these early kills definitely helped, but the momentum could easily turn around, and like we saw in the graphs. XP-wise, PLM is still very much in this, and the gold isn't that favorable for Swag as well. So there's definitely opportunities for comeback, especially given PLM has the much stronger later game, and I don't think there's any two ways about that. Like, they have a Weaver and a Viper on their team. If this game goes 50 minutes, Swag is going to be in a very bad spot, so they want this game to end quickly.
I think they did a really good thing here by switching it up. The Witch Doctor is completely rotated, was helping out Centaur bottom for a little bit, and the Weaver's just getting solo experience.
Oh, we might see something go down bottom here. Viper got a haste rune. He's coming in. We see the Centaur ulti going off. Venomancer taking a ton of damage. AA is going to start taking some chip damage. Looks like Veno's down. AA goes down as well.
That was a great split kill. Oh,
here comes the Invoker, though. Wraith King
Here we
surround.
go.
Tidehunter's coming in. He has Ravage. There's 1 kill. We're going to see the kill on the Doctor. 2 for 2. It looks like Centaur's going to try to limp away here without getting caught. He will manage to get away. So that ends up being a 2 for 2 because of a very good teleport from that Tide Hunter. Gets the Ravage off, kills one, stuns the other so that they can mop it up. That was a great teleport. If Tide had not teleported there,
that was definitely perfect.
Yeah, if Tide had still secured the one kill, but the other one, the Witch Doctor would have walked away from that. Tide
Easy.
just secured them that double kill right there and made that a 2 for 2, which is very, very good.
Well, Wraith King's got his ultimate, so he can officially do something stupid.
He can. Although he does need to be careful because at these early levels, too much of his stun will negate the ultimate because he will not have mana. For those that don't know, Wraith King's ultimate basically is the same as the Roshan Aegis. He will go down, 5 seconds later he gets back up, full health, full mana. The only thing about Wraith King's ultimate is it does have a mana cost. It's 140 mana flat at every level, so if he uses the stun too often, and at this low level where his mana pool is just over 400, he will run out of mana and he will just stay dead. So it is something to keep in mind when you're a Wraith King, especially in these early levels. And he doesn't really have any way to get the mana back yet, other than switching his treads, but the switch to the intelligence would only add 20 or 30 mana. I'm not sure the exact amount. Here we go on Centaur again. I don't think they're going to get it. No, they're not. He uses his ulti. Oh, he gets...
If he stayed, they probably could have gotten that.
Yeah. If he didn't burn
he would
the
have
ulti...
died, but... he would have died, but he would have slowed the Centaur enough, and they could have gotten him easy.
I think so, yeah. Plus, the Centaur actually almost killed, or trapped himself, rather. He got stuck on a tree, and then when he turned around, the Cold Feet stun went off and actually locked him in place. Had Wraith King stayed there, it might have cost him his ulti, but yeah, I think the kill would have been theirs. But, I mean...
It looks like we're going to see the end of Tide top. He might get away, but it's going to be tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got away.
That Kraken Shell is probably what saved his life right there.
It's ridiculous.
Kraken Shell, again, for those that are new to Dota, trying to just give everyone here a basic idea of the skills. Kraken Shell does a flat damage reduction. Everything that hits you does slightly less damage. He goes down anyways to the Weaver, burns the Ravage, which is a little questionable, because Ravage has a very long cooldown, so that's, what is that, 2 minutes at this? Over 2 minutes that they will not have Ravage for another team fight, and they didn't even get the kill on the Weaver. And to make matters worse, Witch Doctor just healed him up anyway, so it's basically like Ravage did not go off.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It looks like we're actually going to see a push for the bottom tower now. They are getting up, right up to the tower, and they're actually, Venom's placing wards down, so we might see a push on bottom tower here in the next minute or so. Witch Doctor and Viper buying a bunch of smokes. Ooh. Where is... Enigma has just
meanwhile,
been... Yeah,
Enigma juggles.
Yeah, meanwhile, Enigma has been having a little party in the jungle. He just got his Blink, though, and he is level 8. So this should be about the time.
He's good to go.
This will be about the time we start seeing PLM to get some ganks going, to start getting these kills back in their favor.
Got a big rotation top happening. Centaur charges in.
Yep. The King is taking a ton of damage. He will come back up. There goes the Witch Doctor ultimate. It almost gets Veno, but it switches to Wraith King because he gets back up, and now Witch Doctor is taking all that damage.
Witch Doctor, bad deal.
Witch Doctor's getting away. Invoker comes in with the tornado, lifts them. Wraith King goes down now. This is actually turning around for Swag. This is looking really bad. We have one TP out. Invoker's trying to get away now. Enigma's chasing. I don't think he already did use the black hole. I don't think he can stop Invoker. He's doing his absolute best, but you have no help, Enigma. I don't think. Yeah, okay, there he goes. That was an interesting trade. There was a tiny bit of aggression from Swag, and then from Swag, and then PLM was just having none of that, so they turned that around on them. It looked scary there for a brief moment, but with the rotations coming in from PLM, they were able to get it.
Swag just spread out too much, you know what I mean? Because, like, they weren't really a unit because the Wraith King started charging off to that Witch Doctor. He had to get that kill, but really it just like broke them apart and they weren't united at that point.
Yeah. As soon as they split the team fight up, the weaker characters were able to be picked off. Wraith King needs to remember he's like the backbone of this team in fights. Without Wraith King around, everyone else is just gonna fall apart. Because we spoke about this during the draft. Like Wraith King is basically their tank. He's basically their right clicker. He's going to be filling a lot of roles for this team. So if he goes off on his own little tangent during team fights, Venomancer, AA, forget about that though. They are just going to dive past this tower. This is not good. AA comes in from behind. Witch Doctor doesn't even care. Throws down the ulti. Venomancer also goes down, and Wraith King is being chased. Wraith King's ulti is still on cooldown from the previous fight as well, but they are not going to push it any further than that. That was, I think, a bad engage for Swag. There was no reason for them to try to push into that tower like that.
And,
yeah, they definitely need to turn down the aggression a little bit and let this Wraith King get farmed up. He has not gotten any farm since these 2 bad engagements went down.
Yeah, especially considering he built an aggressive Midas, so he wants time to farm because he wants time to use that Midas. And so far, all he's getting are kills for PLM. And again, going back to the lineup, the more kills they give them now, the quicker this is going to just swing in PLM's favor because, again, PLM have a Weaver, they have a Viper, and frankly, Centaur can get pretty intense too. So, I can understand where the aggression's coming from Swag, but feeding kills like this is not good.
Yeah, and the scary thing is PLM is not running at full strength. They've had that Weaver top the entire time. He's got his Perseverance. He's damn near close to getting that Lincoln's. He's got 2k gold, so he's got his ultimate orb ready to go as soon as he wants it. And then what is it, just a recipe beyond that? I can't remember.
Ulti orb, Perseverance, recipe, yeah.
Yeah, and so he's almost ready to fight, even just a little bit. I mean, he needs to get his Dezo, but...
Yeah. We have Invoker coming up here while cloaked. I don't think they can get this Weaver, though. And if I've got the XP graph pulled up, if you look at that, it has always been in PLM's favor, but now it is 7,500 plus in PLM's favor 16 minutes into this match. That's not good. There's no other way to say it. That's not good.
With a 3k gold advantage. Yeah. That's still not too bad, but the XP graph, that's getting scary.
Yeah, exactly.
And this Weaver doesn't even have a Midas or anything, so he's not like getting any of that bonus XP.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't build PLM did not build an aggressive lineup. It's just Swag has been overly aggressive, and they're paying for it. It looks like they're going to try to set something up top here. Now, if they can get a good initiate where they can get that Enigma out of the fight while they pick 1 or 2 other people off, I think they have it. But if Enigma can get the black hole down, it's not going to go well for them. But here we go. Centaur's charging in. It looks like they're going to go on AA. AA melts to Centaur. We got Tidehunter taking some hits. That Kraken Shell is giving him a lot of durability. Here comes the Invoker Tornado. It misses all of them, and Tidehunter's going to go down because of it. We saw Viper died. Did you see where Viper went down?
Yes, meanwhile at the bottom, Viper went ham on the Wraith King with his ultimate up.
Okay.
The only thing that was a little weird, Wraith King did not toggle his armlet.
Oh.
That's a common problem with some people. They just forget to toggle that armlet, and they just... mostly like newer players and whatnot, but I don't know, it depends if you're like used to playing it. I know a lot of people that have been playing for a long time.
The Wraith King, for all we know, could have been an emergency pick on a person that's not 100% on the Wraith King. For those that don't know what we're talking about, the item, Armlet of I think I call it Morrigan, but Mordigian, that thing.
Mordigian.
Thank you. Look at that, we got someone here that knows what he's talking about.
I know about friendship, and that's it.
Friendship.
There's definitely a lot of friendship happening.
There's a lot of friends being made right now.
Invoker is friends with everybody.
He is. He really is. But anyways, the armlet is an active item. You turn it on, and you get a massive buff to your, I believe it's your strength and attack speed. 31 damage, 10 attack speed, and 25 strength. However, it drains your health Anyways, we have a blink Ravage. That wasn't a blink, he walked? I didn't see that. Comes in, gets the Ravage, Witch Doctor goes down. Viper's taking a bunch of hits, is going to try to get away. The Wraith King stun's going to secure that kill, though. Tidehunter's taking a lot of damage, but I think Kraken Shell will save his life. The Force Staff disorienting him for a moment, but he's going to get away. That was a good engage for Swag. They did lose the Veno, but frankly, Veno is going to be dying a lot in these team fights, because that's just kind of what happens to Venomancer. Oh, that's a bunch of teleports coming in. They're going to try to go for this. That's a very good tornado from Invoker. That probably just saved their lives.
Great tornado, great blink. You knew that black hole was coming.
Yeah, I think that Invoker just saved their lives right there, because that was going to be a blink black hole, and Centaur was going to rip some people to shreds there. So that was a perfect tornado. They did lose Tower, they did lose the Viper, and who was the first kill? Was it Centaur? I think there were 2 kills there that they lost.
I think it was the Centaur.
But in the grand scheme of things,
that was...
It could have gone...
that was a good win for Swag.
Yeah.
And Wraith King is sitting on a ton of gold now.
Yeah,
he's got his blink, he's got his armlet. Now he just needs pure damage.
You can actually...
And he's good to go.
You can actually see how that wind affected them too. You can see the jump suddenly in XP, how it went up. You can even see the gold is climbing. Now, the tower and those kills won't account for all of that gold, but just the fact that Swag has fallen into, I would say, a more defensive position. They're just slowly getting that gold back for their team. But tower gold certainly helps. Don't get me wrong here.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Alright, what do we got going on bottom here? So that tower's been down for a little bit now. We do have, the tier 2 took a little bit of chip damage. Tier 1 for Radiant, I don't remember when that went down. Probably when that Tidehunter died. We do have that down. So it's 2 towers down for the Dire, 1 for the Radiant. It's not a big deal yet. 20 minutes in, I mean, neither team has an extremely aggressive push lineup. However, I would have expected to see Swag trying a little harder, just given that they don't have the endgame here, but... We've seen what the aggression has yielded them, so I think they've just kind of opted to play it safe and try their very best when this Viper and Weaver start to get out of control.
I don't know, if they get the double refresher on the Tidehunter, then they could have an okay team fight at the end of the game, as long as that Wraith King gets super stacked. I mean, like, really stacked.
Yes. For whoever's asking who's who, for the, let's see, for Swag's team, here's the list of the characters. I don't have their actual names pulled up right now, but there is a stand-in, Tidehunter. Let me switch to him. Tidehunter is standing in for someone, and it could be the character or the person, sorry. It's not a character in real life, the person you're asking for. Anyways, we have a blink in on the Viper. Viper possibly going to go down. This is going to be close. Oh, the Witch Doctor ulti. That's a good Ravage. Completely shuts down the Witch Doctor ulti. This is actually going to be bad. We have the Witch Doctor down. Viper's taken. There's a good black hole, but it does not hit the Invoker. Invoker, I guess he couldn't invoke a new spell, so the black hole was able to go off for quite some time. AA is down.
It looked like
Witch Doctor's down.
You could tell he was scrambling for that cold snap there.
Yeah.
He just couldn't get it. I don't know. Oh, it just seemed like it was one of those panic moments or a tornado, anything to stop that.
Yeah, Invoker has a couple abilities which would have given him some sort of stun or push or anything to break a channel, but I did click on him. Invoke was down, so maybe he invoked the wrong spell in the panic. I'm not sure. Regardless, the black hole was able to continue going off, and AA did pay with his life. But, I mean, an AA kill, or an AA loss, I suppose, isn't that big of a deal for Swag's team.
But the Tidehunter got away. He was in the black hole, and he got away.
Tidehunter did get away.
That's just ridiculous.
Kraken Shell.
He's stupid strong.
40 damage being negated is nothing to laugh at. They may be a character in real life. That's very true. Very true, chat.
We got a smoke.
We do have a smoke, and it looks like they are going to try to get bottom lane here, which is currently being frosted, and it's Veno and Wraith King. Wraith King does have his ulti right now. He has his blink now as well. So if stuff starts going sour, I feel sorry for the Venomancer. Oh, this is bad. He walked right into it. That's bad. Wraith King's going down for sure.
He's going completely down.
Yeah,
here.
I can't see him getting away from this. Yeah, he's going down. Venomancer should just be gone. And he just got hit by the Weaver
that
thing.
Invoker.
Invoker's coming in. He's not going to take this. Witch Doctor ulti is down. Wraith King is down. Venomancer goes down very quickly as he runs in. That's what Veno does. I mean, Veno's going to be dying in almost every team fight. He does get his ulti off, and look at that damage. Cold Snap actually taking the Weaver, but Venomancer got the kill for that. Interesting. I don't quite know how that works. They're actually still going to go for this. AA's going in. I don't know what AA's thinking. He is dead. Invoker coming in, laying another EMP, but there's not a whole lot of mana left on their team. And as far as I know, EMP does damage based on mana drained, so... And there's a ward down.
Out.
Oh, was it Dust? Sorry. Yeah, it was Dust.
It was Dust. He got dusted.
There goes the Invoker as well. I think that was just a bad call. Invoker got in, did some damage, tried to save his team. At that point, they should have cut their losses and got out. Instead, they tried to keep pushing the fight, and they ended up losing out there. Again, just too aggressive, I think.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
If we take a look
at the graphs.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Again, that
It's getting scary.
That XP graph had a brief moment where it's like, well, maybe I want to go to the Radiant side, and now it's a solid 10,000 for the Dire. Gold earned isn't nearly as bad, but I mean, levels count for quite a bit, especially on PLM's case where this Weaver and this Viper. I mean, if you get a level 25 Viper versus a level 15 Wraith King, it doesn't matter about the gold. Like, that Viper's just going to be hitting so hard with just his stat bonuses. This is not looking good, but it's Dota. It's anyone's game.
Meanwhile, Weaver is still farming.
Weaver's doing what Weaver does best. I would expect he's got quite a bit of gold. What would you say? I'm going to assume a Deso. It's a very common Weaver item, but...
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's going for the Desolator. He's a little behind on farm. He needs to pick it up a little bit. Get involved. I mean, he's got the 2 kills under his belt, but he's sitting at 125 CS for solo farming pretty much the whole game.
Well, we're going to see a Centaur ulti. That's AA's gone. He melted.
Quick melt.
That's the reason we're seeing so much damage instantly removed from these characters is Centaur's double edge ability. That's 400 damage just gone from one skill. It does hurt Centaur a bit. I think it's half is done back to himself. But that, I mean, 400 damage to the enemy, 200 to yourself, it's always worth it, basically. And he can't die from that, so even if he's at 1 health, he can use it. He'll just take no damage in that instance. There goes that center tower. I mean, I'm frankly running out of things to say here because Swag is just slowly losing this game. It's not like they're just instantly handing it over, but every fight they come out a little further behind. And pickoffs like
Enigma
that
is just about to have his BKB.
Right.
Wraith King, the Desolator, it's only really helpful, I guess, for the Viper and the Centaur, which is kind of a big deal, but they're not really the ones that are causing all the havoc. Like, the Enigma is a big deal, and the Weaver is going to be a huge deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think...
And that the Witch Doctor ultis have been phenomenal.
Yeah, they have been. He's been doing a lot of damage. Does he have the Scepter yet? He does not. He does have the Ogre Club. It could just be, you know, for his health, but I would suspect he will build that into the Scepter if he's given the time and money to do so. I mean, I think this Wraith King, what we're seeing from this Wraith King, the reason he has that Deso, the aggressive blink, the armlet, I mean, he's trying to fill that role, like we said. They need the damage, they need the right clicks, but frankly, they're just taking so much damage, he doesn't have time to hurt anyone. He's just standing there as people drop within seconds, because PLM is outputting just ludicrous amounts of damage in these fights. They've got the Witch Doctor ulti, which, I mean, it's devastating. They have the Weaver, they have the Viper, and we just saw Invoker get ripped to shreds by Centaur and Viper down bottom.
So in a perfect team fight, who would you actually be focusing on in this one? Because like I honestly can't pinpoint who I would really want out of the way, because they're all so effective.
They are.
When one falls, they could just keep going.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a scary lineup to go up against. What they need right now, we saw the first game I casted was the 5-man Chrono. What they need right now is a 5-man Ravage to go off, so that every character gets stunned. And I think that the Veno and the AA need to go in. They gotta get those ultis off. But who you focused, I honestly can't say. And it looks like Wraith King's gonna get picked.
Yeah,
he was too close to that tower. He is using the armlet to give himself a little bit of health. He's gonna go down once. I don't think he's gonna get away, because once Viper gets here, if Viper hadn't shown up, but with Viper there, it's...
When in doubt, shift Q that blink dagger. Whenever you go down and you know you're gonna get ganked like that, you have to pop the blink dagger immediately.
Yeah, that's...
It's available as soon as you come up.
I mean, but frankly though, even if he had blinked, I think they probably could have caught up with him. Viper is... what's 335 on Viper? Weaver could have used Sakuchi. That puts him up. Isn't it max movement speed when you're in Sakuchi, I think?
And Centaur had his charge. Yes, it is max speed to Sakuchi. So the reason a lot of Weavers don't get boots is because you just use Sakuchi constantly, so you can kind of get out of there.
And interestingly
he's almost
enough,
got his Desolator.
Yeah, he does have the 2 Mithril Hammers. He's at 1,000 gold, and I think it's only 900. Yeah, he just bought it. Strangely enough, and someone in chat pointed this out, Weaver's boots are on power treads. Now, I mean, PLM's winning, so it's not really affecting his damage, but Weaver is an agility hero, so he would get an extra, 8 damage, 10 damage or so, if he shifted that to agility.
That is completely true. But for me personally, I mean, I would probably have changed them at this point, because he's got the Lincoln, so he's got health.
Yeah,
but
I can
most
understand
agility heroes have no health.
Yeah,
I
could totally.
He's got nothing in the beginning.
I could totally understand pre-Lincolns, but at this point, he's got a lot of survivability. There's no reason for that extra 150 health. He should definitely shift that over. We have a smoke down here.
Got a smoke.
I don't honestly think they can get much done here, because they are almost all in the middle, though. Are they going to try to... He's going to opt for Roche instead.
Well, they're going to get scouted out by the Eidolons, and
yeah,
that's all she wrote. I mean, they're doing some pretty quick damage on Roche, but...
It's that Desolator, scouted. That negative armor, on top of Wraith King's crits.
Invisibility.
Now they're going to lose Roche.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Unless they want to try and contest this.
I mean, honestly, this would be a good spot for the ultis. AA ulti, Veno ulti. They're going to go in. They're going to do this. That's a good Ravage. Get that Enigma out of there. They stand a chance. They stand a chance with Enigma gone. The EMP goes off. Weaver uses his ulti. AA just got cut down. The Witch Doctor ulti's bouncing around, but Witch Doctor dies. Venomancer goes down, but again, Venomancer is going to be dying in almost every team fight. His first death, the Wraith King will get back up. Tidehunter is using...
Wraith King is doing what he does best.
He's right-clicking. That's what they need. But the Weaver's back. Yeah. Did Weaver buy back? Is that... Or did he not die? Did Weaver buy back?
Let's check buyback status. Yeah, he bought back.
He did buy back?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That or he just doesn't have enough gold for buyback, and that's why he didn't buy back. But I think he bought back.
Yeah, I can't quite tell if he... Weaver's... No, actually, I don't think he died. I don't think he died.
Of course not. He's Weaver.
He is Weaver. It might have looked like he died, and then he used time-lapse on us. That could have been what happened. That fight was going firmly in their favor until that Weaver came back. His Weaver with the Deso, that's so much negative armor. it's not going very well for Swag. I don't know what to say. I mean, every team fight they're initiating, they initiated that, I think, almost perfectly. They got the Enigma,
yeah.
they got the Ravage. Everything about the way that started should have said Swag would win that team fight, and they still came out on the bad side of that. So
I think a couple of their people were a little far out. Just a little bit. I mean, it depended how they really wanted to play it. If it was the way it turned out, except, with not dying, that's different. But the Wraith King was kind of off on his own when he did that stun originally. I thought it was going to go really poorly, but Tidehunter came in and kind of brought it back. But this is where Wraith King falls short. He's a melee hero with a stun, but he runs out of mana real fast.
He does.
And that's pretty much all it is. Can't do much when he can't reach you.
Yeah.
Same problem with Lifestealer. Like, he's great, and he's got rage, he can do a ton of damage, but he falters by the fact that he cannot catch up to people ever without, like, blinks or, having someone to, like, kind of cart his ass around.
Mm-hmm. And the Wraith King ulti, I mean, is an amazing ulti. It's such a massive slow, but against a team that's got their primary damage comes from 2 ranged characters, it doesn't matter if they're slow, they're ranged, they could just shoot you from afar. Sakuchi gives Weaver so much speed that he can just fight against the slow. We see the aggressive Centaur blink in, his ulti's on. That's a good Ravage, that's a good black hole on top of that.
Hole.
There goes the Wraith King. I don't know if I would have used the black hole for just the Wraith King. There goes the Witch Doctor ulti though. Tidehunter falls. Veno falls. Wraith King falls again. We see the flaming meatball come out from Invoker.
This is a bloodbath.
I mean, I think this is game at this point. They have had several team fights where Swag has started in a favorable position, but they keep ending for PLM. There's just too much damage coming out from PLM. No matter how much lockdown and stun and lifts the Invoker and the Wraith King, Tidehunter, like, it's just not enough. It's just not enough to stop them. You lock down 4 people on their team, basically, and the 5th one is still able to kill you is the issue right now. I think what needs to happen is if we see another fight, basically do the same thing they did the Roche Pit, get that Enigma out of the fight, but then they have to remove that Weaver because he is doing too much damage during these team fights.
I'm not sure they can.
But that's the problem.
BKB.
That's the problem. He's got a BKB now. He's got the Lincolns, which is going to block Wraith King's initial stun, and then he's got time lapse. So, and then he could just Sakuchi away, which is what we see him keep doing. But I think that's the only way they're going to win the team fight, because Weaver is... I mean, his damage right now is over 200, and on top of that, he's got Germinate, which launches another attack for 200 damage every 2.5 seconds. It's a tough position to be in. And frankly, this just comes down to drafting. Swag has an early game team, and I called it 37 minutes ago that if this game went late, they're not going to be in a good spot. And this is what I would say is a late game position, and they're just not in a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, they had a good early team fight, but if you're going to do this behind stuff, then you need to have a pushing team. They have no one on their team that is even remotely a decent pusher.
Right. Venomancer would be their best, and he's not that good. He's just a slightly better than average, I'd say. That was a good blink for Wraith King to get away. Yeah. That's probably going to be bottom tower. It looks like they're going to push on it. Veno's just taking a ton of damage while he tries to get away.
Oh.
We do have the stun on Centaur, but he's just going to walk it off. And I can't blame Swag for not wanting to go in on this, especially with Wraith King already down by half health. Mechanism will go off, get him up there a little bit. He regenerates pretty quick, though, 13.9. I mean, the bonus of those strength heroes. I suppose we do have PLM is regrouping by the rune. They don't have dust or anything, do they? I don't see one. No, I don't see
dust. No smoke.
No smoke is what
Well,
I
they've
mean
got,
to say.
I mean, they have dust, but there's no smoke.
Yeah, anytime I get those
don't think
confused
they
all
care.
the time.
I mean, they're pushing this tower. They want it. They're probably going to be able to take it. Wraith King is going to have to TP in unless he like hurries his butt over there.
Yeah, he does have that blink, but it doesn't really cover a whole lot of distance. That look at that tower melt. That's just terrible. There goes the Ravage. Do they have much to follow it up? Viper with the BKB, Enigma with the BKB. We have the Centaur ulti. There's a black hole. It only caught Tidehunter. Tidehunter does go down. Wraith King is also down. Standing right beside the Witch Doctor ulti. He is actually going on Witch Doctor. AA's doing some damage. Veno did a little bit of damage. Weaver's taking some chip damage, but I mean, there's just... Do you have anything to say there? Because...
It's a bloodbath.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no coming back from this.
No, I think...
All they have is the Wraith King, and he's... I mean, so the Invoker was pretty much a utility hero this whole game. And he did a really good job at that, but they really needed either a pusher or someone else that can just, like, dish out a lot of damage.
Let me see that. Oh. Okay. We got people in chat telling me to use a different camera mode. They want me to drag and grab so it's not so jerky like that. Is this what you want me to do, guys?
Middle
This
mouse.
feels, yeah, middle mouse. It feels very unnatural to me as someone who constantly is playing Dota, but I could definitely do that if that's the preferred method for everyone. But, yeah.
Alright.
I mean, like we said...
Swag is not giving up.
They don't want to give up, but I mean, when you are... I defaulted back to the arrow keys.
You're a creature of habit.
I'm a creature of habit, what can I say? But when you're down 2 lanes, it's very hard to come back, because you virtually can't leave your base. At this point...
I don't know, I've come back from... well, okay, I had a Zeus in that match. I've come back from weird stuff like this, where you just literally had a Zeus with a Bloodstone, and the Zeus can just defend the base by himself. And then when they try and come in, they have good counter push. I think taking the fight by the tier 2 tower was probably not the best bet. They should have just let that one go and done the high ground fight. The high ground fight is infinitely harder, and with the Tide Ravage, I think they could have made something happen.
Yeah.
I think they might have just been a little worried of being bottlenecked right by the stairs of that black hole.
What? There we go. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say what's going through their minds right now, too, because they know they're behind. They're trying to come back from it, and the longer this game goes, I'm sure they realize it, that the longer the game goes, the stronger this Weaver and Viper will get, so... I mean, they had a great beginning, but that unfortunately did not carry through. I'm curious what these graphs are reading. Oh my goodness. That XP graph is just not a pretty sight. Let's move on from that.
I'm not looking at it. I believe in the swag. I think there's going to be so much swagger. I don't want to look at that either.
I think the issue here was not picking Shadow Fiend. Without that swag walk to drive the team forward, you can't do anything. You need that swag walk. You need that, like, I don't even know how to describe how he moves his arms, but I think that was the
swagger.
issue. It is swagger embodied. That is what Shadow Fiend is. But
right,
here we
see
go.
This high ground team fight.
I mean, I can't imagine them being stopped at this point. Look at that Viper. He has a Reaver, the Manta. There's a Ravage. It's a good Ravage.
Nice Ravage.
Witch Doctor's down, but Tidehunter melts. I didn't even see his health go down. He just died. AA goes down. I mean, look, they don't even care. The Ravage was perfect there, and
Weaver's got
matter.
the Daedalus. I don't even want to know how much damage he's doing at this point.
Let's take a look.
They're so stacked.
141 plus 175 with the Daedalus. What's that crit damage? 240? So, near 1,000. That's like 600-700. I don't know math. What's math? Mid tower's just being beat on by creeps. Wraith King bought back in. I mean, they are putting in every ounce of effort they can to slow this down.
I gotta give them credit. I mean, I know, you know, it's, oh, we need to get to the quick game, or whatever, but they're buying back. They're making it in the show. It's not going well, but